Timberland Beat Club connects fellow music with major record labels, films, gaming companies, and other global brands through the Beat Club opportunities. Moises Zesh Domingo, who was invited by Timberland to be part of Beat Club, now joins us to chat to us about where it all started for him and what this opportunity means to his career. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening. Thank you
Lovely
for having
having
me.
you here. When you say Timberland, I mean, anybody that knows music, your ears speak. So talk to us about how you landed an opportunity such as this.
Oh, well, it's like there are so many details to it, but just to cut it short, he used to have a program called Timbo Thursdays, where he used to post stuff, and that was like back, I think we just got internet in like 2009, right? So he would always appear and just post videos and then go offline again. And then you don't hear from him for like another 3 months. But I always like stuck onto his work, followed him for some time, and until like, social media platforms such as Instagram started, popped up, and then he got on the platform, started going live. And then there was also another friend of mine who was part of his camp, who told me like, hey, he'll be going live more often. So maybe that would be an opportunity to like, try and interact with him. And through that whole thing, I watched him like develop the whole thing where he would always like, try and have a back and forth with the producers. And then it became a thing of him talking about wanting to like groom producers who he felt had a sound and sounded like had potential to be like very great. And that's where I got the opportunity. One time he was like, okay, send some stuff through. And while he was listening to some stuff, like I remember the first 2 times I sent him music, he gave like a critic on it. And twice he was like, work on this, work on that. And then I sent a pack directly. And when he listened to that, he was like, oh, okay, put this guy on the side. And fast forward, he ended up like selecting a few producers, and I happened to be one of them. So I received an email that told me like, hey, you've been invited to join the academy.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Other than obviously having a great ability to make great beats or create sound, what else makes you eligible, or what's the criteria to be a part of this program? Okay,
so currently the platform is open to like all producers to apply. So you go through a process where you send in your work, and then his team gets to like look at what they feel is worth quality, and then they give you an invitation to like sign up for the whole thing. And then they have like a subscription fee. That's like I think $250, but that's just to like keep the system running, like the online and whoever may be taking care of it, like that. Yeah, so that's actually all it takes. But I think my fortunate part was to be a part of the hand-selected ones. So there's like the normal subscribers, and then you have the VIP. So the VIPs are the ones who he has calls with all the time. We have Zoom calls, and then he gets to share some of his tricks, and he sends like some exclusive stuff that not just everyone on the platform gets.
And of course, Zeus had to be on the VIP list for that.
I had to be on that.
You also worked with award-winning producer Isaac Riston.
Yes.
Talk to us about that, and who else you've worked with outside of Namibia's borders.
Okay, so Isaac Riston, he's a Grammy-nominated producer. He's worked with like Chris Brown, Her, and so many like other #1 songs. I didn't even know that, because like by the time we connected, I was just more focused on our friendship, because we spoke, like we kind of clicked. And fast forward, after knowing him, only then when I went to check like the credits, I was like, dude. and yeah, so I worked with him through a song called Slow Down, which I did with Sally. I made the beat on my IG Live, my Instagram Live. And everyone was like going crazy about like, man, this beat is too big. This beat is too big. Give it to who? Give it to who? And like someone like, give it to Burna Boy. I'm like, bro, I don't have connections with Burna Boy yet. But then Sally came in the studio, and I played her the beat. I was like, hey, listen to this. And then she was like, yo, that's a vibe. And immediately she had like a melody, and she started like singing a hook. And I was like, this song has to be recorded. We recorded it and finished it, and that's how I sent it back to Isaac. He plays a lot of funk and stuff. So, and he's white as well. So I was like, hey, can you try and play it this way? And he was just like, hey, can you let me try something? I was like, okay. And he put all that Grammy
expertise
on
on
the
it.
song. And when it came back, like it just sounded so groovy.
Oh, wow.
It had an African rhythm to it. And yeah, that's how I ended up working with him.
Awesome.
And yeah, and besides him, I've worked with Sean P. He's from SA. He won the best gospel crown award thing. I've also collaboratively worked with Heinz Winkler, who was the first winner.
Oh, yes,
of,
the Idols winner.
yes,
Yes, I remember Heinz.
Yeah, so we did a song with Maranatha, because I also worked on Maranatha's albums, both of them, and we did a collaboration song. So that's how I got to work with him
Awesome.
on this one song. And then there's also Loiso, and just the list goes on.
Which Loiso is that?
Loiso
Old
Bala.
school Loiso, okay.
Yes,
All right.
old
'Cause
school
there's a new school Loiso.
No,
There's also...
I'm also onto him.
Oh,
so
awesome.
yeah, so he's.
You've been exposed to so many different sounds. How would you describe an authentic Namibian sound?
That's a very
Because I don't
good
even think
question.
I know what that is.
You know, like I got to realize, you know, as time went on, I got to realize, like, look at some of our traditional attires. If you look at them, there's like a little bit of like the European influence. And if you look at just things around us, we would say this is our proud nation. But if we look at the buildings, the designs, you know, they come from different walks of life. So for me, how I look at music is that the Namibian sound is what we celebrate. So whatever we see ourselves celebrating, like I know we have like our Shambo, we have got our traditional songs like the Virisha, which now evolved to what One Blood is doing. You see, like they took it. That's our Namibian sound. So it's a fusion of dance and all of these things. It has got a piano, it has got a Virisha thing in it. But now that's a Namibian sound because we are embracing it. So
Right.
I always say whatever births from our ground, we should take those as our fruits and vegetables, saying this is our Namibian sound and be proud with it and then export it to the world.
Yeah. For somebody watching, you know, this evening and listening to what you're saying and what you've achieved and would, you know, like to get into that sector as well, what advice would you give to somebody who wants to get into audio, into engineering, music production, etc.?
Okay, I'll first of all start by saying that they should research what it is that they want to do, and then have a vision and a plan. There's no way that you can achieve anything in this life if you don't have a purpose to do something, and you don't have a vision. Like you don't sit down to plan and say, this is what I want to do, this is what it will take, this is all the criticism that will come with it. Am I willing to take, you know, you have to like analyze what you want to do. So like with me, with the sound engineering thing, I would advise people to go for it. If you feel you've got an ear for it and you know that there's something about music that moves you differently and you want to pursue it, I'd say like go online. It's very, I'm so happy to see that Namibia has developed to a place where many companies like are now online, you know, putting up their criterias and what you can do. So you can find like UNAM online with all their courses, and you'd see like there's a sound engineering course. We've got College of the Arts, and I'm hoping for more institutions to open up. And yes, I'll just say have a plan, have a vision, and if you really love what you're doing, go for it. Yeah, go for it, and yeah, make it through all the criticism, all the tough times. Like everything's not so easy, especially like you know, Namibian industry. We're just like, you know, 2 point something million, like 2.8 million people. So we're slowly growing, but we have the ability to take all the systems in place and, you know, make it work. For our people, even sound engineers and producers.
Just lastly, Zesh, I want to know, are there any local talents that you still look forward to working with?
That's a very good question. There are a few potential people I've seen. Yeah, that they're like, especially like from this new school, we have so many talented people. We have a generation that's born into like the likes of YouTube.
Yeah.
And so it's like they get to learn things very quick. You see like a little child knows how to operate the phone. They know how to sing lyrics while we had to write them down, you know, in books. So I've seen a lot of potential. There are so many people that I want to work with besides all the guys from this new generation, you know, like the guys like Emmanuel Rose, Ian Lovely, Waters. We have like the DJ Albers. We have like so many people who are doing such a great job. So I see a lot of potential of people that I want to work with. And I would say like, reach out to me, send me a message on IG, and yeah, like send me your music. Let me listen to it, and then we could always work.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm always keeping an ear out for
Yeah.
good music.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't criticize like anyone upcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand you're on WhatsApp tomorrow, so for our viewers that would like to get a more in-depth, story concerning your journey and what lies ahead for the future for Domingo Zesh Domingo, you can catch him on WhatsApp between 6 and 7 on MBC tomorrow evening. But thank you so much for being here. It was lovely speaking to you, and all the best with this program that you're busy with. And I'm sure it's going to be another one of those putting Namibia on the map.
I'm proud to be one of the Frankie Fredericks, and now you have the Moises. But thank you so much for having me on the program. I'm totally humbled to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That also brings us to the end of this week's edition of the Daily Roundup with Nina. We'll be back next week, Monday, same time and place. From myself and the rest of the crew, it's good night. Thank you for watching.